So then after Caesar was assassinated, this set off a series of civil wars because there were people that were in favor of Caesar that were disappointed to have him killed. But then when Caesar's opponents tried to rise up in power, they were fighting against the people that wanted Caesar, and the people that wanted Caesar didn't know who would be the successor, who would be the person who comes to rule after Caesar. The next ruler of Rome was Octavian. The next major ruler of Rome was Octavian. And Octavian was the grandnephew or great nephew, he was a nephew of Julius Caesar. He was actually his grandmother's brother was Julius Caesar. And he had served in the military right alongside Julius Caesar. They had a relationship. In fact, when Caesar died, his will said that Octavian was going to inherit his political connections, he was going to inherit his fortune, he was going to inherit the things that he needed to do to carry on this legacy. The Senate went on to elect other consuls, but all the while, Octavian was trying to carry on the tradition that Julius Caesar had begun. He was trying to pay for things for the people, buying them parties and celebrations and things that actually Caesar was quite popular for. Octavian was trying to carry it on. Mark Antony was in the Senate, and Mark Antony opposed Caesar. Mark Antony was getting in the way of Octavian getting his way. In fact, he was blocking the money that Octavian needed to pay for these things for the public. Mark Antony was blocking. Mark Antony did not block his loan. Octavian borrowed money from people so that he could pay for these events, and that made the people even more liking him because he was finding a way even though he dealt with some obstacles. It's important to bear in mind how crazy this was for how young he was. He was only 18 years old when Julius Caesar was assassinated, and he was trying to step into the shoes to fill the role of this fantastic great man Julius Caesar, but he's only 18 years old. He's still learning the ways of politics, learning the ways of how to work his way around people, and he's learning quickly as he goes. So like I said, the Senate went back to electing 2 consuls to rule side by side throughout. And even though Octavian wasn't an old man, as the Senate goes, the Senate means a council of old men. Octavian is 18 years old. He's not an old man. But boy, he's making a good impression on the Senate, and the senators like him. And they even vote to elect him to be a senator. Even though he's not an old man, he's going to be one of the old men. So he goes on and on borrowing money because he can't get to Julius Caesar's money, and he is paying for things for the public, and the senators really like him, but Mark Antony is against him, and Mark Antony and he go to war. They have this little civil war between the two of them, and the senators are backing up Octavian, and some people are backing up Mark Antony. During the war, the 2 consuls that were elected by the Senate are actually killed. Octavian wins the war, but then somehow the other consul gets to be Mark Antony. So now you have Octavian and his opponent Mark Antony forming an alliance, working as the 2 consuls of Rome. Very strange. They were sharing the rule, but the Senate was looking more and more favorably upon Octavian. In fact, they were thinking of Julius Caesar as elevated to the level of a god, and if Octavian is the heir to this god, then Octavian is nearly godlike. Octavian gave himself the title Caesar Augustus, and that means somebody who gets a lot of respect. Augustus is somebody who is expanding in power because you respect them, they're venerable, and you like them for their character or their actions, something like that. It was a great honor bestowed on them, but Octavian had a lot to do with that title being bestowed upon himself. He became the first emperor of Rome in 27 BC. At this point, he was 34 years old. He had been consul for 7 years, elected again and again and again. And if you remember, the consul was supposed to be just a 1-year term. They liked him so much, they kept electing him again and again and again and again and again and again. And finally, he said, you know what, guys, I've had my run. It's been great. Thank you. I'm going to give all the power back over to the Senate. And he knew what would happen though. The Senate said, no, you need more power. So the Senate gave him all of the power. And that's where he became an emperor. And that's where we have the turning point where the Republic no longer is the Roman Republic. The Republic has become the Roman Empire. Not only is it a vast amount of land controlled by Rome, but it is ruled by an emperor with absolute power. The Senate was still there, but with an emperor in charge with absolute power, it's more of an authoritarian dictatorship. But this leads us into the Pax Romana. Pax Romana is the Roman peace, and because it started off with Octavian, it went really well. He laid the foundation for an emperor who was doing good things for the empire, doing good things for the citizens. 200 years of a legacy legacy of peace for this country, for this empire. During this period, the poor were given food, they were given grain. There was new monuments built out of marble, not just cheap sandstone. He was encouraging art, literature, education, all of these things that a well-advanced civilization finds as an extra bonus. You don't have to worry about just surviving. You've got arts, you've got literature, you've got entertainment, things that make people happy. You had soldiers that were defending the outside edge of the empire, making sure that no foreign invaders were going to come in and disrupt things. You felt safe. He created a permanent navy. He expanded roads, bridges, tunnels, and this allowed people to travel safely, trade safely, and ultimately made the empire more profitable and more powerful.